Welcome to the first episode of iDab Radio, brought to you by the Cannabis Network. Just want to introduce everybody that's going to be on the panel every week. To my left right here, I have Ryan Skipton.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, try that again.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
That was
Very
nice.
white.
We got Phil over there in the corner,
What's going on?
and we got the Reverend Jeremy DePinto.
Howdy.
Well, we got a great show lined up for you. We're going to have Kaliber from Kaliber Glass Works and Swagger Glass on, showing off some of his new pieces. At 8, we're going to have Wheezy Dabs from Superior Extracts, winner of the 2012 San Francisco High Times Medical Cannabis Cup for concentrates. And we're going to have Brittany Wagoner here in a few minutes as soon as she can get away from work.
Got to leave the dispensary to go do a hash show. Tough life.
She's going to need a dab for sure.
Tough life. So on that note, what the fuck's everyone else dabbing on tonight?
Yeah, just whatever you're dabbing on, just let us know in the chat room.
I'm about to try some UBC chemo that Skipton got here.
Ooh, yeah, he's been bragging that stuff up all week. So
What does it taste like?
I'm about to torch it up now.
tastes like Ryan Skipton.
It might be delicious then.
Tastes like Cornhusker.
Got a little bit of the Nebraska flavor.
UBC Chemo's actual special strain. I think it was made for cancer patients in either the 80s or the early 90s. I'm not 100% sure on it, but it is kind of a special strain.
This comes from Compassionate Pain Management. They did split with us, so half of it ended up at Native Roots as well. And here we go, first dab of the show.
Ooh, how exciting. Boy, it's so quiet. We need to score ourselves some background music for this quiet room. I feel like we're in the quiet room.
That was extremely smooth.
Well, why don't we all just go around and introduce ourselves and say a little bit about what we've done in the past and what got us here. I started managing clubs in Los Angeles before I moved out here to start the concentrate division of Broadway Wellness. From there, I broke off on my own and started Top Shelf Extracts. And since then, we're in about 30 clubs throughout the state. One of the most well-known extract companies out here. And there are a lot of good extraction artists in Colorado right now. And hopefully we're going to have a bunch of them on our show.
That would be super sweet. Colorado's kind of a hub for hash makers right now.
It is.
It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
And over here we got Ryan. Why don't you tell them how you got here, man?
Well, I was living in Nebraska just the beginning of the year, and I helped write the Nebraska Medical Initiative, and it wasn't getting the signatures it needed, so it was time to move on out and get my hash game on here in Colorado, where the legal state is. Started the normal chapter back in Nebraska, helped start it around 2009, and that's where I met Daniel. Just fortunate enough to be meeting him up at the normal conference, so it's been living a dream ever since.
And then we got Jeremy.
Oh, shit, I don't even know where to start. Fuck, dude. I've been doing online radio, since 2005. Had 102.4 Kill FM for a good long time. Been in the activist scene forever. Been a legal patient since 2005. No, 2006, my bad. And, yeah, seen this community grow, fought the good fight for a long time, and, yeah. Here I am working with Top Shelf Extracts, making some sweet fucking hash. I've made a lot of dry hash for a long time, so it's nice to get into something that has a whole lot more punch, a whole lot more of the good stuff, as opposed to that plant matter and shit.
I don't know. I like solventless too.
No, solventless is good. It's just way back in the day. It's the way that I. What in the fuck?
Some music.
Yeah. Right on. I think we need. That just says that we gotta smoke something right now. So as I look around the room, who's got something to smoke, man? Somebody had to roll the joint, right? Come on.
No, there's no joints, but we brought lots of concentrates.
Right. Dabs.
I have some Sage Shatter, some Indica blend, some Hybrid blend, and some Sativa blend butter.
Nice. That sounds good. Holy hell, yay. Just
And
in
Brittany
time.
Wagoner's here.
We got it. It is 7:05 Mountain Standard Time. We've got our dab of the weeker walking in the room right now.
Nice. We're gonna have to share the microphone.
Welcome, Brittany.
Sure. Hi.
So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience at home?
Hello, this is the first iDab radio. I'm excited. I'm Brittany Wagoner. Most of you guys know me as Miss High Times of 210. I work at the clinic, Colorado, which is right down the hall. So yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. And today you're going to be dabbing the great white shark from Native Roots. It's going to be our dab of the week. So let's pass that stuff over, actually.
You got caught up in the
We
mix.
got a joint as we walked in. Let's see what he wrote.
Nice. What kind of joint is that?
This is purple flowers.
Wow, somebody asked for a joint and somebody brought a joint in. Dang.
And you shall receive.
Feel pretty good now.
We got time. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
So, shit, we got 7:06. We got 4 minutes. What's going on in the world? Wait, are we done with introductions?
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, did we hear
No,
from?
but-
We have not heard from Earl Ripper yet.
Yeah, by the way, I'm Phil, Earl Ripper, avid dabber, and just kind of knew Dan for a little bit and did some JDR radio show stuff. That's how I knew Dan. And opportunity came up, like, wish upon a star type stuff, and working a dream job now. Went from avid dabber to making the best stuff on earth.
Can I cut in? Phil is actually our gram manager.
Yeah.
So if your gram is
Gram
ever short,
manager.
this is the guy to
Grandmaster
come
Phil.
to.
Grandmaster Phil.
Graham Daddy. Whoa.
You know, that's the job that needs to get done, though. And no one likes to do it.
Well, except
So we
now, it's
appreciate
very
Phil
cool
for
in that
sure.
room.
It's the most air-conditioned part of the
Very-
building there is. Phil
very
works
nice.
in, so it's like
But
working
that's
in
a recent
comfort.
thing. That's a recent thing. Recent amenity.
Yeah, we had him working in sweatshop conditions before that.
And then the air conditioning started working, and everything got all kind of peachy keen.
I think that's a problem we're all facing right now, is how to deal with the heat and with the hash, because sometimes, heat is not our best friend, and sometimes it is our best friend, and right now it's just hard to do with all this heat around.
Yeah, this past week I think we had 4 pans that we made, 4 batches that just auto buttered right in the plate because it was so hot outside.
Before it even got into the oven.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining that there's not different varieties of places because
Scoot up into the microphone. You guys get all cuddly.
There you go.
A lot of people are complaining that a lot of dispensaries only have 2 or 3 things on their shelves because there is a huge heat wave hitting Colorado right now. So
Yeah, and whenever the heat goes up, the yields go down, which means the trim that we get to run becomes smaller, and there's just not enough around. And the demand is just growing every day out here.
yeah,
There's not enough around. I think we just ran into 90-Pound Mountain earlier in the week. What are you talking about?
That stuff takes time to process, though. It really does.
That it does. That it does.
Yeah, the rest of the week's going to be pretty busy.
So is it 7:10 right now?
It is 7:09. We have 1 minute. So why don't we take a
7:09.
brief
Start torching
moment,
it up.
gather your thoughts.
Everybody got to get their dabbers ready.
The official top shelf extracts torch made by Emerge, the artist who is doing all these awesome torches that I'm sure you guys have seen online.
There's a couple displayed at the Cannabis Cup actually. So it's
Yeah, after we
sizzle
got
of the
ours,
torch.
Vern got his. Did you guys see those online?
Yeah. Pretty much the same, but they're pretty sweet.
They're
It's
beautiful,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all
Kid
sweet.
has one too.
Custom torches kind of got to the point of connoisseur level here in Colorado.
Yeah, it's one of those great ideas where you're like, that's so simple, I could have totally thought of that, but you didn't.
I saw his volcano cover recently. He just posted something recently on volcano. It was beautiful.
That is the best thing about a new and emerging industry is all the awesome things. Let's get ready to dab.
It's that time.
We need the dome. This is not a belly button.
Bombs are going off. We whip the batter till it's dry.
You guys ready?
Dab it.
Cause the tip the dabber tends to chip the shatter in my eye. Ow! Mike's on set to scorch, get the dome as well. Cause I'm a vector torch and the microphone's a nail. I'm the truth, all you liars go to hell. Every time I grab
Shout out to Joel Halen on the piece.
Yeah, much love to you, Joel, man. I love my piece.
What are the genetics of the grape?
That I actually do not know. What would you say, Jeremy?
What?
The genetics on the great white shark?
I have no idea.
I know it came
Greenhouse
from
Seed
Texas.
Company. Greenhouse Seed Company is Great White Shark. So
I don't want to guess, dude.
I'm a fanboy. Not necessarily a great greenhouse, but of all strains.
Right on. Let's do this. So what'd you think?
It was a really clean, almost like OG flavor to it. When I inhaled it, it gave me a deep cough, which I kind of like. All OGs give me this like feeling on the back of my ears. I don't know. It's really good.
I like to call it a bronchial inhibitor. Kind of like the breathing devices that give you in the hospital. Gives you that good cough, gets you all that crap out of your lungs.
I just hit some awesome sage butter. It's immediate onset in the forehead. It's like a tightening, like a headband. It's nuts. And then it stays real heady. It's awesome.
It was nice the other night before we went to the concert at
You want
Pepsi
one
Center
now?
on Monday. No, I better stay a little bit clear. I just had a cherry lime shatter dab. That was
Nice.
quite lovely. It's not a super heady. Is that? I was going to say, does somebody need to spank? I think my phone's somewhere. That could possibly do that shit too.
Oh, Jeremy, you got that Sith Kush too from Green Dream. That's one of my all-time favorite tastes as far as smoothness. Got the best Kush flavor that I've
Have you had
in
a
long
710
time.
dab yet? Can I interest you in a 710 dab?
I'm
of
sorry,
Sith Kush?
but I've already got my dabber filled, good sir.
What is your 710 dabber filled with?
Some variation of OG, so we'll see. I'll have to make a guess when I taste it.
That was so smooth. I didn't cough at all. Normally I hack up a lung.
That's because of the tobacco. The tobacco intake, which
Exactly.
is available everywhere and totally legal, will kill you.
I don't know how I got roped back into smoking, but yeah, that's something I need to stop soon.
I couldn't hear nothing over
cigarettes.
Ryan's flamethrower.
He's using the Big Daddy for sure.
So, how do you guys feel about ISO?
If it's done right, I like it, but I think there's only a couple people that are doing it right in the state right now.
Yeah, Stephen Lewis has it pretty well dialed in.
He does.
If he's got ISO, I am way down.
Yeah.
He's about the only ISO I've really seen sitting on anybody's shelf, so...
There's one other guy doing it. Lauren Dabs Lair, her boyfriend. I forget which shop he works at, but he's making it too, and I tried his stuff, and it was really
It was
good.
pretty good too, yeah. Like I would dab his stuff again too. So
What do you think about the flavor? Like, how is it different from actual wax or butter?
I don't know. It pretty much has the same terps. It's just a little bit smoother on the throat, but if it's not purged properly, you know, there'll be a little bit of burn in the throat.
Whereas butter,
Butter, that just, well, when we make it, it just tends to be super smooth. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, some people, they argue, like, you know, at the Cannabis Cup, like, they had a lot of ISO that was, like, really good, but, I mean, it's still ISO. At the end of the day, it's, like, not the same as butter. It's kind of like saying, you know, this is really good dog shit. It's still dog shit.
McDonald's.
Pardon my language.
Dog shit.
I don't know. I think as more and more people get the technique down, there's going to be more of it available. Because, I don't know, still people think that isopropyl alcohol is a safer solvent than butane.
So, I had a patient come in today, actually. Basically, he said what he does is he has a Sheldon Black piece. He smokes about 1 gram a day, and he waits until it gets like really clogged, like, to the point where you like feel it when you pull. And then he cleans it with Everclear. Have you guys ever heard of this?
This probably has the same principles
So
as.
wait, hold on. So instead of like cleaning it, he puts it back into the bottle, and he uses it about 4 different times. So there's like about 4 grams per Everclear, and then he drinks it.
Huh.
Yeah, he drinks it.
Interesting.
I'm sure it would work.
He said it really like knocks you out.
I think it'd be like a pretty much a mild opiate is what it would be down to. Is
So how does it like? Okay, so basically you use your you could use your reclaim for this as well.
Yeah.
You just like.
You know what? Also, what he could do is after it's evaporated in the Everclear, he could pour it through some coffee filters to take out all the wax and any residual plant matter.
That's what he says. It's really
Yeah.
thick, and he can't like do more than just 4 grams.
Okay, yeah.
So-
And after he does that, like, just let it evaporate on a Pyrex plate like you would, BHO, and it's good to go into edibles.
Is it drinkable? Is it good to drink? I mean, besides the fact
It's
that
not gonna
Everclear
hurt
is
you.
hard to drink to begin with.
No, it's not going to hurt you, but I just don't see the point, really. I
I
mean,
know. He said like 1 shot, and you're
I bet.
well, it's basically it sounds like a really heavy tincture is all he's drinking, but he's drinking it in 1 shot instead of a couple drops. So yeah, it would definitely put you into a small coma, I imagine. With
Yeah,
me anyway.
He came in with his homie, and his homie was like, "Nah, I don't even sip on that." I was like, "Oh." Shit.
What I'm looking for is a really good CO2 oil, and it seems like there's been some chatter about some decent CO2 oil in the state right now, so I'm hoping to try that because I have yet to try any CO2 oil that I liked, let alone ISO. I like it. I mean, it kind of, like Dan says, burns my throat a little bit, but I want to find a good CO2 oil that I like, so.
Supposedly Evo Labs have one. I heard people already saying that it's super legit, super flavorful.
Did that come out of Evo Labs? And that was the Jack Herrera people were talking about.
The Jack Herrera, and I think they did some OG and a couple other
Jeremy
strains.
said he actually got to dab some of that. So, Jeremy, what did you think? Did you get to dab that CO2 oil that was so OG?
You know, the problem with that was when he handed it to me, when I looked in there, it looked empty. I'm wiping my dab around, I pulled it out, it was... okay, when we take a dab, it's a fucking...
It's a dab.
It's a fucking little blob. What... There was nothing. It was like the dabber was coated in a very... I don't even want to say viscous. I mean, it was just liquid. And it was thin, so I don't know what was in there. I don't really know. I
So
tried
you really
just
didn't get a proper
wiping it on the nail. No, not really.
Okay.
Like, if it's too thin to have any substance on the dabber whatsoever, it's just...
Has any of you guys tried I don't know, it was when Full Spectrum was around, but basically they had CO2 oil that was like in these small vials. Did anyone try it?
Yeah, it was strong, but kind of flavorless.
Yeah,
like you'd
but
expect a
it
good
was
CO2 oil
good.
to be normally.
It was dang. I
Was
liked
it?
I liked it because it was so like light, like because I have asthma, so when I smoked the CO2, it made it almost feel like almost like a lighter smoke. Like when I inhaled, it didn't feel as thick as whereas like flowers or hash has. So I liked the CO2 because of that reason. But I saw something on Weed Maps actually a while back, and it was like this little drop. Did you see that?
No.
Gil, it was like this little, it looked like a vitamin vial, and what it had is like a little duct at the end, and you would just kind of like rip it off, and you could like either dab
yeah,
it.
I did see that.
Did you see
Yeah,
that?
that
It was
was-
this
that was
gold.
interesting.
Yeah, it was like this gold vitamin thing, and I called Barry from Weed Maps, but he was like, I don't know if I can get. Like, I just don't remember what they were called.
Was it called THC Gold, maybe?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Did it come in like a really thin vial with like a little like
It's like a
tiny
vitamin.
cork stopper?
Yeah,
like
kind
that?
of.
Yeah, really runny. Yeah, I had that stuff back in California. That too is super clean and super potent, but completely flavorless.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only downfall of CO2. It seems like the flavor, really, you kind of lose it.
Yeah, I got to try this stuff from Evo Labs to see if it's true. They've managed to keep the terps.
Really.
Yeah.
I've seen the survey where people, what do they prefer, the terp profile or the super clean profile? And a lot of them, I mean, want the most super clean profile, but they do want them terps in there too. So I believe the more that the product gets purged out, I think it does lose some of that essential flavor that you're looking for,
So what about the CBD properties in CO2 oil? Is that even? What is up with that? Is it as high as wax, or what? Is it even comparable? Do you even?
I've never even seen a sample myself given on CBD oil, so I couldn't say.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'm intrigued. I really am. I'm gonna try some of that.
No. I guess I'm sorry. I asked my question. So, I mean, when you take CO2 oil, what's up with the CBDs in CO2 oil? Like, is it like, does it come through?
I think that the CO2 actually strips a little bit more components from the plant matter. This is what I've heard, but I have no experience with the CO2 machine. The only one I've seen in person cost the guy $250,000, and he never used it.
Wow.
Yeah, because he wasn't able to produce anything smokable with it, and you can just use it to museum or another butane recycling system to
get something like that.
To make cooking oil out of. Yeah.
What do our listeners prefer? Do they prefer to use the dammies, or do they prefer blasting straight through a tube?
Yeah, is there any chatter in the chat room right now, Jeremy? What? Is anyone talking in the chat room right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I told them we'd answer questions about, like, anything.
About anything?
About anything.
Wait, so I'm a
Almost
guest host on
hash-related
on Sex Pot Radio, which is on Tuesday
topic,
night, so don't get it fucking weird.
What's this we're smoking?
It's actually a mix. I was working today at the clinic, and I rolled up Platinum OG, Bubba Kush, Granddaddy Perps, and Purple Urkel in that. So I just called it Purple Flowers.
Right on.
Yeah.
So how much does the Brittany blend joint go for?
It's actually really dang good. It's really tasty.
Brittany joints at the clinic go for $6 now. They dropped the price.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like a Neapolitan. You kind of go through it and get the different flavors. Because when it started off, I swore it was Bubba.
Yeah, I made sure that it was like packed full of keef too. So I was like, yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared when I'm getting a joint from a dispensary because I don't know what I'm getting into it. Just kind of like the some of the other things that are out there with the green leaves wrapped around them, you know.
People are curious if you might be bringing or interested in bringing Top Shelf to California.
I definitely am interested, and I'm trying to get Chalice Earl on board because he's a master down there. He taught me like everything I knew when I started out. So I'd love it for there to be a Top Shelf extracts down there. But as it is, there's Chalice Earl and there's Superior extracts. So the market has some real artists already.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the joints from the clinic are that bad, dude.
They're not.
No, it's very tasty. It's one of the tastiest joints I've had from MMCs. So.
I make sure that I like pick out all the stems. It takes a little bit, but
I've gotten some horrible things out of joints.
Yeah.
The irony is I wished for a joint, and then you opened the door and sat down, and bam, there's a fucking joint right there. It's like, wow, how, damn, like.
Should have wished bigger, man.
I know. See, kids, dreams do come true.
Come on now.
Wishes can come true.
Miss High Times with a joint? How the hell does that roll? Shoot.
People have awesome dreams like that.
I know some people have awesome realities like that.
So I know that we're all having a good topic right now, but the reality is that there's a lot of people in danger, and there's a fire going on right now. It's huge.
Yeah, definitely. I think Chris Custer could talk a little bit more about this, but there are drop-off centers all over town right now for, dispensaries are doing this to help out. But there's drop-off centers all over town, so.
Yeah, we should definitely let Chris talk about this, because it's
I'm getting there to the microphone.
Gotta dig through some glass.
There's like a
Trying to
bunch
get
of
to the
glass.
He's actually digging through glass and concentrates to get to the mic.
Yeah.
How funny.
So yeah, we've got a bunch of places. We've got here at 3888 East Mexico Avenue. You can drop off stuff. You can either take it to the clinic or bring it over here to Edson Mate and Matt's. There's also
all the Pink House locations.
Yeah, all the Pink House locations. There's
man,
Denver Relief.
There's a whole list here.
Fresh Baked.
We can get to that. We got
Yeah.
plenty of time.
We do have plenty of time.
We'll get people prepared.
Medical marijuana, the Rockies.
Verde's a
Telluride
part of
Green
Pink House
Room.
now.
And what kind of stuff are they looking for?
Things that
firefighters can use for, like, we need masks. We need towels, I believe. Let's see.
So these are going to the firefighters and not the families?
And the families, too. We need stuff for the families as well. We need
basic survival
clothes,
items.
Yeah,
you know?
clothes, first aid kits. We will take canned foods. Crunchy's gonna help with that. He knows how to organize the food. We need, gosh, what else? Like,
heroes need
coloring,
supplies.
Yeah, heroes need supplies.
That's
Like,
really what it comes down to.
water.
And it's our community. When it gets down to it, this is our state, people. And if nobody comes together, what are we gonna do if this comes, even farther? There's so many animals, not just humans, that are affected by this. And it is a part of Mother Nature. But if we can come together, it will help so many people.
We need Biotine gum and mouth rinses. Bags of cheap but long socks, cloth napkins, paper pads, pencils and little sharpeners so they can write down, information. Bulk-sized saline bottles.
And is there like a link to where people could read this?
There's an article up on the Westward. William
Yeah.
Breeze, thank you very much for putting that
Thank
information
you,
out there.
Breeze, if you're listening, we
Yeah,
really respect that.
Will's an awesome guy. He's got a cool beard.
Yeah, he's going to be on the show, he said.
Right on.
He's already committed.
Right on.
Yes. It wouldn't be the same without him here, to be honest with you. So.
Awesome. Well, I think we have to go to some commercials,
That's
and then
right.
we'll be back with Kaliber Glass.
Sweet.
Maiden and Mats provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
California's Attorney General has determined that the Repeal Cannabis Prohibition Act will save hundreds of millions of dollars from our overburdened justice system while creating hundreds of millions in new tax revenues from new sustainable jobs and industries that are friendly to our environment. But we can't do it without your help. We are seeking your donations to get on the ballot. Please go to repealcannabisprohibition.org to learn more about how you can help. It's time to end the war on cannabis and hemp in California. It's time to end the madness. Paid for by Sensible Californians Incorporated.
The law offices of Edson, Maiden, and Mats provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
The Clinic is proud to announce the third annual Clinic Charity Classic Golf Tournament benefiting the Colorado MS Society. The tournament will be held at City Park Golf Course this coming August 11th. There will be some incredible prizes, including an opportunity to win a trip for two to Hawaii. The trip includes airfare, 8 days, 7 nights at the Ritz-Carlton Kapalua, including 4 rounds of golf and $1,500 spending cash. Thanks to the incredible support of Weed Maps, Hetty Glass, Rocky Mountain Hydro, T. Meyer and Stitch, Dixie Elixir, and MMJprinting.com, we're able to provide awareness to this incredibly difficult condition that so many Coloradans are suffering from. The event will be covered extensively by our favorite industry media outlets, Culture Magazine, The Hemp Connoisseur, Kush Magazine, and of course the amazing people at iCannabis Radio. Please register at thecliniccolorado.com or at any of our 6 convenient locations throughout the Denver metro area.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com. Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
Hi, Josh Stanley here from National Geographic's American Weed. I'm here with my brothers, and we've just recently put together a foundation in Colorado to allow for cancer patients and other patients of debilitating conditions to be able to get a hold of cannabis-based oil that's just about free of charge. I've just about had it with seeing sick patients suffer needlessly just because they can't afford the proper medication. That's what the Realm of Caring is going to change. Visit therealmofcaring.com. The website will be complete and up on 4/20 of 2012. But until then, please contact any of us Stanley Brothers directly through email. You can get us at gratefuljosh@hotmail.com. Now come on, Colorado. We need to take care of each other. Join the Realm. That's realmofcaring.com. Thank you so much.
We are back. A little more dabbed out than last time. And it's just going to keep progressing because that's the goal. Education.
So now we want to introduce Kaliber from Kaliber Glass Works and Swagger Glass.
How are you guys doing? Sorry, I didn't mean to grab it. I just wanted to move it closer to me.
Don't be grabbing the mic, sir.
There we go.
You gotta love it.
You just gotta pretend like it's a stripper. You just can't grab it.
Yeah.
It's gotta be caressed.
Sorry about that.
You are forgiven.
So we're going to go take a look at a few of his pieces. Phil's going to be recording, and we're going to add it to the video that we upload to YouTube. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Kaliber?
Shit, man, I don't know. What do you guys want to know?
Like where you're from, like who'd you apprentice under?
Dude, I was born in Jacksonville, but I've lived in Pensacola for most of my life, and I started blowing glass there, and glass blowing saved my life, dude.
I want to move a little closer.
Yeah. So yeah, glass blowing saved my life, man, and Mad Rob helped me out a lot. My buddy Puck, that I've been friends with since I was like 10 years old. He was blowing glass for sin. He just moved back to Florida for a little while right now. And yeah, after a couple of years, man, I decided to move here because my kids moved to Netherlands, and Denver's been great. Boulder was great. Denver's been great. Colorado all around's been great to me.
Right on. So how'd you link up with Swagger?
I hooked up with Swagger because Mad Rob was working there, man. I actually just went to stop by one day and hang out and see what was going on, and we talked about doing a collab, so like I went and picked up my torch, and then a couple of days later I was making product for him.
Nice. So let's take a look at some of these pieces.
Okay, awesome.
Which one are we going to check out first?
It doesn't matter, man. Whichever one you guys want to talk about first.
I like that one right there.
This one right here? Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, the one in the very
this one?
front. Yeah,
oh, yeah. Well, this is my triple bubbler inline. So this is like probably the third one of these that I've built. It just has a single hole perk in the first disc to a gridded inline, and then the inline's filled all the way up with water, so it creates a force perk right there in the first disc.
Nice.
So it's really awesome. Like, everybody loves those.
Let's check out how it stacks bubbles.
You want to see how the action works?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we get a POV kind of view?
If I can get close enough to it. Good. Everybody can see that.
Nice.
That is cool.
If it wasn't a clean piece, I'd love to give you guys a milk shot, but since it's like for sale right now, I can't really dirty it up.
I understand.
No worries.
We
It's
wouldn't want to
beautiful.
dirty it up. It's too pretty right now.
Oh, somebody wants to dirty it up somewhere.
So, what's with the next one?
I like this one right here.
Yeah.
The one with the
That one
dish.
right
The
there, that's actually
tentacle.
a Mad Rob design.
Wow.
This is something that he did one day. This is, you have to play around sometimes. This is actually a standard model at Swagger or Mad Rob that we're going to be doing. I don't know how many that Swagger will do, but we still have a few of them left, and I'm sure that we'll be doing a few more. But this is something Rob did one day just because, you have to do something to break the monotony. And
So how long does something like that take to a guy that's been doing it for quite a while, right?
I don't. Each one of these marbles is probably about 20 to 30 minutes or something, and then you have to make horn stock and all that stuff and make the dish, and then you have to make the tube and then attach all of that to it. So probably all together, I don't know, around 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that.
Nice.
That's amazing.
And it has a dish on the side for
Yeah,
your
it
Earl?
actually does have a dish on the side for your
Oh,
concentrates.
that's sick.
That's what I like.
Yeah, me too. That is a concentrate rig if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I believe I checked out the video of Lester pulling some glass. Wasn't he pulling some glass on the internet too long ago? That looked really awesome.
Yeah, he was doing some stuff. There was somebody in there filming him one day.
Something like that probably take a newbie a day or 2, 3 days, probably a while.
Probably a while. It probably takes a while to get all that put together without breaking it because it has so many seals that are so close together.
How much is a piece like that?
Retail.
Man, I honestly can't tell you. The best thing that I can tell you is go to swagger.com and contact somebody about it.
You guys are just blowing up.
I want to say a retail price on that would be around $600, but that's just guessing. I don't do the prices, man. I just blow glass. Somebody else sells it.
Spoken like a true glass blower.
Yep.
Let's check out that too.
So this last one that we got here is Sean Lawrence from Swagger. This is one of his heady pieces that he takes around to shows. I'm sure it's been at AG and somewhere else or whatever. This is one of our standard showerhead models. I think that's around 75 mil tube. Yeah, shower heads are great, dude. Like, I have a mini shower head at the shop that I use all the time, and I like the bubble action in it. It has really clean bubble action.
I'm not super into water pieces, only for my oils, but I love the shower head. I just like the big bubbles that come up there. It just seems to be a really clean filtration.
I only like water pieces for my oil too, so I feel you. But I don't smoke flower that much, so, or like maybe ever at all, unless I just really want to taste some flower.
I still smoke a lot of joints.
Yeah.
Me too. I
Well,
get
every
down
now and
on
then, man,
flower.
if somebody's got a joint
like to
rolled,
mix it
I'll
up.
smoke a joint, but I'm not really into smoking flower. Like, if somebody hands me a bowl that's burnt, I'll pass on it because I don't want to smoke burnt weed.
Yeah, I hear you. Just flower does have a slightly different effect than Earl for sure.
I was missing something. I went, a good few months without any herbs, and it felt like I'm just missing something, and I finally smoked a joint, and it was like, wow, there's that feeling in
More
my
of a
body that I
complete feeling.
needed. I don't know what exactly is missing,
It's like all of the elements put together,
Maybe you're not taking big enough dabs, man.
Well, a good dab, a joint, and some good edibles. Good complete therapy.
Yeah, there you go.
I like to roll some butter up in that joint, and smoke a joint. That's my favorite joint. So.
See, there you go.
I literally can't do edibles.
Really?
Like, even weak ones just make me paranoid, make my palms sweat, just completely ruin me. It's ridiculous.
I brought edibles.
I love it.
Awesome.
If they don't work for everyone, then never mind. I guess we'll just dab.
It's like literally too much.
Edibles are great.
But I smoke Earl every day.
All day.
That's I was watching the panel. That was one of the panels I was really interested in at the High Times Cannabis Cup, was the edible one. And as she kept saying, if you want to get really, really lifted, edibles are the way to go. And that's the case. I like to be able to control and know when to stop. If I eat a couple of edibles, it just keeps on building and building and building. But I do enjoy them to come and sleep.
A lot of patients will eat them and then go to sleep, and I don't know, when I eat an edible, or even if I smoke too much before I go to sleep, I feel like my brain is on, but I'm like sleeping, if that makes any sense. So like when I wake up the next day, I just feel like my brain's just been running instead of like resting. It's weird.
Yeah, like a weed hangover, kind of.
Kind of, but not a weed hangover.
No, I've had a couple like really bad experiences on edibles.
It could be like bad mushrooms, yeah.
When I was living in LA and going to college, I really didn't know much back when I was like 18 or 19. So I got an ounce of brick swagweed, baked it into some brownies, like didn't even extract anything, just put it right in there, and ate like 2 of them, and like I was seriously so freaked out I had to call my girlfriend, and she brought me Benadryl and it knocked it out like that.
That's sad.
Does anybody get anxiety attacks on edibles like that, other than what
Yes.
you kind of explained? I've had pretty severe anxiety attacks on them, but I've been prone to.
I think it's a little harder to gauge because even though it may say there's 1 full gram of THC in this,
They never really say gram. They break it down to the milligrams.
I hate how they do the milligrams. Like 50 milligrams sounds pretty awesome, but
right, but it's like
0.005 doesn't.
not much, not much at all.
Well, it's not only that, but it's the way they word it as far as active THC or active whatever is in it. I mean, there's even more down to the milligrams than that. I guess this game's just trying to get us to learn the metric system all over the place, isn't it?
Nothing wrong with that. Education's sweet.
Yep. I mean,
knowledge is power.
Not to name any names, but there has been like tests done on some of the edibles companies around, and it's like, yeah, they say that it's 250 milligrams, but really there's only 100 in it. Like you said, it could be either they use trim in the process, or they use hash, or they use, wax. It just depends on what they're using in the product. How do you know, like,
what
really?
is getting into what
Exactly,
piece?
with each company is different.
There's a few sucker companies I heard that are actually putting the exact amount in every sucker. That sounds a little bit more like of a dosage that somebody can handle versus some of the other edibles. I don't know. I've had that Decadose, and I felt like I melted into the couch.
One time, this was about a year ago, I took one pill, and this was back in the day when like they were powder, and it was 100 milligrams, and I was at work, and you said anxiety, I just was like paranoid. Everyone knew I was high, and I was just like red-eyed, and I couldn't speak. Like everything was just like, you can have like an anxiety attack on it. It's
Absolutely.
You gotta be careful, especially it could change your whole day.
One part of the problem with edibles too is if they taste really good, naturally you got the munchies already, so it's just one more. Oh, that's good. Fuck, one more.
Yeah.
And then one more, and then one more, and then one more, and then all of a sudden you can't get off the floor. And
That's a vicious cycle to get into.
It's rough.
6 cupcakes later, you're like, oh!
6 cupcakes and a bag of candy.
It's funny you mention that. Sometimes there's patients that come in and they will buy edibles and like sneak them at work because they're so subtle, and like you said, they look like just regular food.
Oh, absolutely.
And like one lady said that she left a truffle out, and her coworker was just like, "Oh, truffle," and ate it, and had to go home because she was freaking out so bad.
I've seen stories where actually, they actually did freak out, and police got called. That is a scary
like I'm
thing.
gonna die.
You should definitely keep your edible tucked away and eat it when it's pulled out, and that's it.
Or even cut it in half. Don't try to be a baller and eat that whole thing.
Test that stuff at home first.
Yeah.
Get a vape pen if you really want to be medicating discreetly, is what I'd say.
When I lived in Nebraska, I lived in a town of about 29,000. I had a vape pen out there, and I'd be walking to the Walmart, with my Omnicron. It was pretty great, and I'd actually stand at the counter at work 10 feet away from people e-cigging it away, I told them, so it was awesome then.
Oh, yeah. Me and Rye Pritchard were at the LA airport, and we were just like, learned from the TSA, like nobody knew, you know. It's just like if anything, you could just say that, you know, it's an e-cig or something. Like you're just.
That's what I told him. That's what I told my boss, and he's like, yeah, "Great, good for you," you know.
I don't know if we should be disclosing this information like publicly, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it doesn't bother me
like
whatsoever.
Our little secret.
You know, I was pretty open with everybody at my work in Nebraska that, you know, I had a lot of problems as far as physical problems why I used marijuana, and they were actually pretty okay with it. So
Open with it. That's cool.
that was all right.
Yeah, so why do you use marijuana? Tell the people a little bit about that.
Why, you know, why I use marijuana is
thereof.
for nausea. I actually take 24 pills a day. I had cancer about 10 years ago, which left me with a lot of problems. I fell into 2% of problems with people. Like as far as muscle spasms, I have hypocalcemia. And really, the best help has actually been the oil, because I was getting some pretty bad infections in Nebraska about once a month for 10 years along my incision line of where my cancer scar is. And I'd be in the hospital for 2 weeks at a time. So now that I've been out here in Colorado and actually have decent access, great access to good herbals,
The best, not shelf access.
that I haven't had one in 4 months, and that's been the longest in 10 years that I had one, and they put me in the hospital every time just about. So you got to imagine I have 2 kids, you know, and I've been in the hospital 2 months out of the year every year for 10 years with this thing. So it's pretty miraculous, and I shot it from the rooftop. So when people say, oh, you're just smoking that to get high, well, sometimes, yeah, I sure am, but a lot of times, you know, it actually is, it's saving my life. So it's a great thing, and it needs to get out there.
When I was like on National Geographic, they asked me, you know, like what's the difference between medicating and then just getting fucked up. And you know, I think that when you smoke marijuana, it is decompressing you from reality. If you need to decompress from what's happening around you, just take a mental break, even just live a normal life by taking this medicine, it's more safe than any other thing that you'll ever take.
Well, it's hard for a Vicodin user to say, well, yeah, I like Vicodin for physical pain, but I like Vicodin also to get high. You know, it's hard to buy when somebody says that. But, you know, marijuana should be legal for everybody. Just
Exactly.
That's the way it is,
There shouldn't be like a differentiation. Like, I just feel like I like the medical scene. Like, I wouldn't want it to just go legalized because I like the quality control. But at the same time, it's hard. Like.
I think full legalization is just bound to happen anytime now. So
I think it needs to.
Absolutely.
I mean, anyone who is opposed to it is on the wrong side of history.
People need to not be in jail.
I printed out those shirts
Ever.
that, you know, said 480,000 deaths from tobacco yearly and none from marijuana.
If
How
you get a
hypocritical
pack
are
of
we?
cigarettes on any street corner almost, and you go to jail for having a joint, I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this country? Seriously.
I mean, there's so many things that go with it, with taxing and everything, just being able to regulate it. Like I said, it's a big deal to regulate it. I need to have this medicine to be the top priority and be the best.
Right.
But not get regulated by pharma, though.
Well, what I explain to people is they're like, well, it's going to be so hard to regulate. And when we were on like the legalization things in Nebraska, which I did a lot of for many years, it's like, well, I go into the produce section and they're doing pretty well. You know, I can grow my own produce.
Going to the
produce, man.
That's a special section at a special store. Different show. Tuesday night.
Well, you know, they're doing pretty well in that produce section, you know. I mean, it's not easy to grow good marijuana. It takes some work, you know.
Exactly.
So not everybody can do it. I'd prefer to buy it, you know, as far as I don't have the time to grow it, period.
Yeah, I don't either. Well,
that's why
of course, none of us
medical is
do.
so important. That's why it's so important. I mean, like this old lady came in and she said, you know, I'm just happy that I don't have, you know, mites and stems and seeds in my medicine anymore. Like I don't have to deal with that. And that's reality. That's really how it is now. Like that old woman that really needs to relax and just, you know, her bones and everything, she now can go to a place and get as much as she wants, and there's not one seed in it. And you have to be able to, like, if everything was just legal, then who knows? Like, it's almost a free-for-all at that point.
Beer is legal.
Yeah.
And people, you know, it's not like...
Make their own at the same time, yeah.
Well, right. People make their own. I mean, we should have that right. It's America, damn it. I mean, how can people get locked up for a fucking plant?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just bottom basics of freedom. You
Even
know,
if
I
it was
mean,
totally
regulation
legal,
or
still
not.
Not everybody would want to grow it and sell it and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's too much, like he said, it's too much work.
Exactly.
Not everybody wants to do that.
You know, even if I hate to say that, we all remember our younger years. If you smoked marijuana back in your teenage years, getting that brick swag, if you were a poor sucker like myself and did get that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
We all did.
You know, I'm sure we've all smoked a little bit of weed with some mold on it, you know, and there's dispensaries out there right now, you know, that are showing up with weed with mold on it. So, I mean, you can't, it's hard to regulate anything 100%, period.
That's true. I agree.
If we had a little more compassion on this planet, it wouldn't be such an issue because we'd care more. We'd go in and take care of our plants, you know, and it would be more for the
But we know,
people.
unfortunately, money rules all, you know, and a whole grow goes to crap after 90 days. Some people have bad morals, you know.
And
there's a lot of money involved.
That's a funny subject again because there's a lot of people that come in that they're like, I'm so angry because this place I've been going to for a year, I gave them my caregivership. They used to have the best medicine and now they don't have, you know, anything. They only have 4 or 5 varieties. And it's like, you know, well, I think that 1284 had a big part of it because you have to grow 70% of your own medicine. But, like, a lot of people don't know how to grow, like you said.
Well, and that's where I think that the dispensary should have the choice to shop from caregivers, people that are experts that know how to grow the stuff. And if they had a choice where they could look at it and learn about it, and if they had, you know, 7,000 different things to choose from, it would be an entirely different story as opposed to having to put it all on themselves. But a lot of these weird rules and regulations are not really beneficial to, well, people. You know, it's more about keeping it reeled in and controlled. But I guess it's not really that bad of a thing.
That's what I'm saying to you is now that
well, they've cut
you're
out the
saying
small guy.
The money, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like the basement growers, like these experts are saying, right? Because people that just chill in their house and grow, they're gone because you have to grow 70% of your own medicine. So.
Exactly, but these are the people that would sit in their basement, grow all day, and love their plants, so they get like football-sized nugs that just scream love and medicine.
Well, I think a lot of people are like,
Right.
oh, I don't want big corporations to get into it. Unfortunately, in America, you know, where cash is king, big corporations will get into it.
Well, and that's how
You know
they're
what I mean?
formed too, is from
already
some
been-
sweet shit that's
there's
going
already
on.
stock. I mean, it's like
Eventually, you just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden, you look down, and you're like, damn, we got 100 fucking employees. People are buying stock in our company, or this or that, or we've got branches and we've divided out into states, and all of a sudden we're the fucking big guys.
Well, look
and
how many old warehouses are being used up here in Denver, you know, that would otherwise be abandoned. It's
Amen to that.
crazy, you know, a lot of new employment. It's a good thing.
We are at the forefront of legalization, if anything. I think that I'm very proud of my state for being that.
Absolutely.
Way to go, Jared. Policy. What
Oh my
I mean,
God.
he's such a strong
What a
person
great
for us, huh?
subject. That is such a great subject.
You guys all saw that video, I take it.
Yeah, the Jared Polis
Well, just
video.
everything he's done in the last few years for the people of the state of Colorado. I watched Nebraska like, oh, I wish I had a guy like this guy.
How could weed be illegal when the DEA spokespeople in Congress can't? They're like, duh. I got nothing. I don't know. Marijuana is as addictive as heroin because it's bad for you, and because I don't fucking know. Stop asking me all these hard questions.
No, she totally knows. She's not a stupid person at all.
But her answer delivery, it was
a
a
good
joke.
puppet.
People are going to fucking prison, and she's up there babbling like a fucking idiot when he's like, so crystal meth
Because she
and
cannot tell the
marijuana.
truth because they will fire her.
Yes, she's a puppet.
That's why it's always former this and former that. Former Surgeon General this comes out for legalization. Former governor, former mayor. There's obviously strings being pulled in this system, you know?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
It's always former. It's always former.
You're
That's
right,
what's
you're
like,
right.
Oh.
Yeah, you never see like
You didn't say that
millionaires
when you were the
stepping out
Surgeon General, you know?
saying, "I smoke."
Right. No, absolutely, and that's kind of a problem. Is that once they're in there, they know it all and they can't say anything. And I think that's why. And I'm not a George Bush fan, but I think that's why he kind of turned into a bumbling idiot, is because he found out all kinds of shit and he had huge secrets to hide. And he's like, well, damn.
Could be.
Duh. See, oh, look at the kitty. You know, it's no. So I think you're absolutely right. Formers. So please, people, retire and come out and help save the fucking world. Like, politicians, retire. Step down. You suck.
Recently, a sitting judge in New York came out and said that he uses marijuana to alleviate the symptoms of his cancer.
Well,
and he's
see,
a sitting judge.
People start to care when it's a first-hand experience. When it happens to them, I've had people, you know, I run a page in Nebraska there that have been totally against it. Then they found out they had cancer. And then they're like, "Hey, how is this going to help me?"
When they've
When
lost
before
everything,
they're like,
yeah.
you know, you're one of them devil weed burners. You know, I don't want you around.
Lazy.
You know, it's like I've worked every year since I'm very sick and I still work. Give me a break.
It helps me live a normal life.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, what, you want me on perks and I just fall asleep all damn lady? I can't fucking have a job.
It was
like that?
Finagrin. I was getting actual shots of Finagrin at the hospital, which would alleviate my nausea. And after Finagrin, if anybody knows, get a shot of Finagrin, you're sleeping for the next 6 hours after that. So that was like a daily thing, you know, for the first year for me. So
Nothing about that sounds pleasant.
not even the pills. And you get the pill and you're like, oh, you know, you're constantly struggling.
See, so I think it's when something starts to make you feel good, they're like, "Oh, we better look at that." They're happy. We need to look at that. You know, because if people weren't thinking that Vicodins and Oxys made them feel good, if it just made you feel like just shit all the time, no one would want to do it. But once it makes you feel good, if a side effect is feeling good, like cannabis, you know, you ingest some cannabis, you feel good. It's like, ooh, side effect. You know,
Well,
but pain relief too.
You have to keep in mind that there's people that have tried everything to help subdue their problems, and when they try this medicine, I've helped people that, you know, have had 42 chemo treatments and this is all they have left and they don't know what to do. So it could be a lifesaver at the same time.
Vicodin kills them because then they can't poop.
Yeah,
You
they
know what I mean?
can't.
That's how it goes
their
down,
stomach
and then they stop
lining
eating.
is done.
Period.
Yeah, it's real. It's a real
I've watched
epidemic.
it happen.
Well, and it's sad
Natural,
that
man-made.
the government's still using scare tactics that's preventing people that are laying there dying that could find instant relief from cannabis. And they're afraid, like my grandparents could way benefit from it. But they grew up the religious and the whole bullshit Richard Nixon, the very big drug war thing, so it's very reefer madness in their head, and it's like, well, reefer will save your fucking life. You know, you could go out way happy.
Change your life.
It would.
My mom is she's totally the same exact way.
Oh, what happened there? We lost the mic. Okay, we're back. I guess this is a good point to break for commercials.
Absolutely.
When we come back, we'll have Wheezy Dabs from Superior Extracts.
Congrats, Wheezy.
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
The Clinic is proud to announce the third annual Clinic Charity Classic Golf Tournament benefiting the Colorado MS Society. The tournament will be held at City Park Golf Course this coming August 11th. There will be some incredible prizes, including an opportunity to win a trip for two to Hawaii. The trip includes airfare, 8 days, 7 nights at the Ritz-Carlton Kapalua, including 4 rounds of golf and $1,500 spending cash. Thanks to the incredible support of Weed Maps, Heady Glass, Rocky Mountain Hydro, T. Meyer & Stitch, Dixie Elixir, and MMJprinting.com, we're able to provide awareness to this incredibly difficult condition that so many Coloradans are suffering from. The event will be covered extensively by our favorite industry media outlets, Culture Magazine, The Hemp Connoisseur, Kush Magazine, and of course the amazing people at iCannabis Radio. Please register at thecliniccolorado.com or at any of our 6 convenient locations throughout the Denver metro area.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
My name is Gary Johnson. Today I reach out to you, members of all political parties. I reach out to everyone with a vote and an axe to grind. From the Tea Party, the Constitution Party, the Green and Libertarian parties. I call out to all of you, including the disaffected and disillusioned among the Republicans and Democrats. Today there's a handful of people in Washington ruining America, for 330 million of us. They've kept our nation in a state of perpetual war and increasing unsustainable debt. This small group has presided over the elimination of our Bill of Rights and the systematic dismantling of our freedoms guaranteed us under our Constitution. It is them we should be fighting, not each other. We the people will never agree on the small things, but let's agree on the big thing. Our leaders have blown it. If we don't get control of this ship together and fix it together, we all go down with it together. I ask you to join me in trying something that's never been attempted before in America. Let's put our parties and our differences aside one time. Be libertarian with me for one election. Together, we'll stop the spending and end the wars. Together, we'll rebuild our own roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals instead of building theirs half a world away. Together, we'll restore our industrial might and our economy. And if in 4 years we as a people decide we don't like peace, prosperity, and freedom, we can always vote tyranny back into office again. America is better and brighter than this. Be libertarian with me this one time, and I'll prove it to you. Live free.
California's Attorney General has determined that the Repeal Cannabis Prohibition Act will save hundreds of millions of dollars from our overburdened justice system while creating hundreds of millions in new tax revenues from new sustainable jobs and industries that are friendly to our environment. But we can't do it without your help. We are seeking your donations to get on the ballot. Please go to repealcannabisprohibition.org to learn more about how you can help. It's time to end the war on cannabis and hemp in California. It's time to end the madness. Paid for by Sensible Californians Incorporated.
We are back. Welcome.
iDab Radio.
Who's
Your
dabbed
top
out there?
shelf extracts.
Okay, so we're about to link up with Wheezy Dabs right now.
We got him on the line.
We got him on the line?
Yep.
Well, just in case you don't already know who this guy is, he started Superior Extracts in California, in Southern California, and it's already one of the most well-known and well-respected companies out there making extracts. He specializes in the Paris OG and the Hardcore OG, and I'm sure he's going to tell us where you can get it if you're in SoCal when we talk to him.
Good friend of Nicotine.
This guy has the dopest glass I've ever seen.
Yeah, that slop rig is ridiculous. So without further ado, here's Wheezy Dabs.
How you doing today?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
Doing great. Just working away, you know what I mean?
Nice. Are you in the lab right now?
Yeah.
Cool. I can't actually see you, but here's to you, man. Cheers.
So you didn't even get a week off, Wheezy, or what's up? No time off for the Wicked, or?
No time off. I literally drove to San Fran and then drove back for 2 days just to work and then drove back to San Fran.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. We got a little video now.
You know, if you don't save away at it, I don't think you're gonna make it. You know what I mean?
So coming up on 7:10 California time.
You got a dab ready?
3 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. What are you hitting out of today?
I'm hitting out of a little Toro Double Mac with a nice little Creep Honey Dome.
Awesome. And what's on the dabber?
Some hardcore actually.
What'd you win with, Wheezy? Let the audience know if they don't know what you won with.
It's the Hardcore OG. It's actually a mix of a Kim Dog and a Skywalker OG.
Oh, sounds
Congratulations,
fantastic.
Wheezy.
Thank you. How you been?
I've been good. How about you?
Great.
San Francisco. How was the cup? I didn't get to go. We didn't get to go. So how was it?
It was good. Could have been better if you guys were there.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. I did really want to go there, but we just got hit with a ton of work, and it would have just been irresponsible, I guess.
Totally understand.
So was it as packed there as it was in LA and in Denver? Because it seemed like the halls weren't that full.
Packed there. I'll be honest with you. It was packed. Like, especially the smoking section. I mean, there was room to walk, but it was tight.
Huh. That's pretty much like the main attraction in any one of these things, huh?
Of course, of course. Everybody goes to the smoking area and never leaves.
So dabs were king out there as well, or?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. More dabs than flowers.
Nice. Awesome.
So, what makes your stuff different? Why is it doing so well? Why'd you win the cup? Why are people just loving it and talking about it all over the internet?
What is it about Wheezy that's so amazing?
I don't know. I just work away, try to make the best, cleanest stuff possible. I mean, I'll try anything if you can tell me it works. You know what I mean? I'll at least try it once or twice. I mean, I try N-butane, I try N-prop. I mean, it's actually CP-free, chemically pure propane. I'll do anything just to see how the product comes out. I mean, I've wasted a lot of money ruining product just because I won't get rid of it if it is not clean and not good product. You know what I mean?
Just about time to heat that tie.
Go. But yeah, I mean, and then you know, it's all about good starting product. If you have good growers that are willing to do what you need to do to get you a good product, that's going to be like 90% of it. You know, as far as I'm concerned. If you don't have good product to start, it's not going to be good product in the end. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
710.
710.
We got the double dab
West
cracking on the
Coast
mini
time.
Kaliber rig.
What was that one?
The buffalo whisper.
Pass that Sith fish on over here, would you?
You got the buffalo whisper.
Oh, damn. Damn.
What was that one?
Sith Kush from Green Dream.
Oh man, even the leftovers are nice.
Hey, pass that over here.
Me and Dan kind of had a thing going. He was for the Brain OG, and I was all about the Sith Kush, and well, people did love the Brain OG, so.
So just getting back to Wheezy, tell me more about this commercially pure propane.
You know, basically the only thing, I mean, for my own, it basically, what I noticed it works good on is like stuff that's been done through a trim machine and stuff like that, where if you throw it in with
Sorry, I think we lost you for a second there, bud.
We lost his.
if you throw it in with the
I'm not hearing him.
Still there.
Yeah, well, just 1 second, man. Technical difficulties.
We are online with the Cannabis Cup winner of the San Francisco Cup, Wheezy Dabs.
Thank you. So all I was saying is that with the N-propane, I mean, well, CP-free propane, the only thing I noticed it's really good for so far for me is stuff that's been run through a trimmer or a trim machine where it normally will be dark and oily the whole time. This stuff will make it a little lighter and it'll actually start to foam up. You can almost make something like a Funyun out of it. That's the only thing I can compare it to. It looks just like a Funyun, but it's as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a better product than if you put that stuff with butane, N-butane, can butane, whatever. It just always will come out oily. 90% of the time, a little runny. The trim machine really beats up your trim a lot, and I noticed the propane works great for that. Other than that,
Yeah, I found that to be the case too. One thing I was curious about though is Vector, which is a preferred brand of most people that do what we do. That has a lot of propane in it, and it's used as a. Yes, it does.
10%.
Yeah, that's used as like the propellant or whatever. I was wondering if it'd be possible to have a gas company make a mixture of N-butane and propane.
I do it myself personally. I just weigh out my tanks and I run it into the tank, and I'll put about 10 to 20% in there, and that's basically I can get the best results doing that.
Yeah. Oh wow.
If you do it, I think because I with the N-prop or the N-butane, I'm not getting the greatest results by itself. If I add that N-propane or the CP-free propane to it, I get a better result.
Interesting.
Great knowledge, thank you.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to try.
You can do it. It's super easy. We can definitely talk about that later, but I can tell you how to do that. It's super simple.
Nice. That's one thing I need to give you props on. You're not afraid to share your tech. This is a conversation I have with a lot of people. That you know, I'm not afraid to either, because, you know, there's still something else that I can't communicate to people, and that, you know, determines how good your extracts are going to end up.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. You know, if you want to have a better extract and you want to have everybody keep on, we have to share knowledge. Otherwise, we're not ever going to learn anything other than our own mistakes. And it's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes, like mine, than wasting all your money away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So what's one piece of advice that you would give for first-time butane maker, hash makers?
Outdoors. I personally, I use an alarm. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go run and grab my alarm. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
See, we don't even like to, we won't even run the trim machine because it comes out so horrible, so green and oily, like he was saying. So we will not run your trim if it comes out of a machine.
Yeah, we'll try anybody's trim one
though.
time, and you know, depending on the result, that'll determine whether we work with them again.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you know, you always got to do a test run for any of the companies you work for. But here's the thing that I use. It's a gas meter. It comes from Mine Safety Equipment. You can get the one 4X or a 6X one. I believe they might even have an 8X one. But I think it's Alt Air, MSA Alt Air 4X. Anyways, this thing is awesome. It'll tell you how many parts per million of explosive gases in the air. It'll tell you if you're depleting oxygen out of your room. It'll tell you how many. I mean, it goes through any gas you need. It's awesome. And like, if you want to really be safe and do things right, as far as I'm concerned, you need to have one of these.
That is absolutely amazing. I'm literally going to buy one this week.
It's amazing. Like, exactly like you said, it'll save you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I haven't had an accident. I don't think we ever will, because we take so many safety precautions. But that's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, since I got it, it just gives you like a peace of mind. Like, if you can even stick it next to the closest piece of electrical equipment you got in the house, and then come over to it and say, okay, here it is. Go over to your lab and go, okay, here it is. Wherever you're doing it at, you don't, you know, you want to be outdoors, but say you have a light outdoors that you guys are working by. You want to have it, you put it over by that light. Anytime that light gets enough explosive gas in the air, and you can have it set to low ppm, like mine is, so that way you catch it early before it even has a chance to explode.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a great piece of equipment. I think, you know, if somebody who wants to start, go buy yourself safety equipment. Don't go buy yourself all the expensive stuff.
So speaking on that level, what it seems like, you know, we read a lot of accidents happen. Is it because of laws out in your area, or in California, I believe?
Yeah, I'm in California. Yeah,
I mean, is it because of laws down there that it makes it harder for people to do this safely, or?
Correct. Well, we can't get a lab license like you can up in Colorado. So, you know, we got to go do our own lab, and if something happens, it's on us. But, you know, most people that are doing it are just doing it in their backyard, or they're not thinking and do it in their house, opening the windows and thinking it's okay. And that's when they blow the roof off their house, you know. And then that's I met a kid like a month ago at a glass shop, and he walks in, he's got bandages on both arms, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, I was blasting last night and I caught fire. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, I don't know. And I'm just like, wow. And I mean, literally, he's bandaged up. Like, I couldn't even see how bad his burns were. You know what I mean? It was just, I was like, wow.
That's a pretty scary thing, and that's what people need to just use a little bit of common sense here, guys. You're working with butane, so well ventilated outside, just like you said, it's the way to do it.
It goes boom.
Here's something that I've never heard anybody talk about, which I'm like so surprised at these dab panels. Basically, what about static explosion? Okay, yes, I've known it happening to other people. I haven't had it happen, you know, but I know people that literally ground themselves. Like before they start, they ground themselves.
That's not a bad idea.
To do, and I was actually just talking to another great extract artist that he does that every time he works. He literally has a ground in his backyard, and he works in his backyard, and he literally has a pole grounded and a wire going to his leg. You know what I mean?
With days here in Colorado, we've noticed high electricity days where things,
when it gets hot, yeah.
And humidity, that humidity kills it. The wind and the humidity, man, it just like, you know, anytime you can feel static electricity, or you get shock touching the light switch, or you get shock touching your car, it's not the day to work.
One good way to prevent to raise up the humidity a little bit is if you're using a hot water purge, literally dump it where you're working. It evaporates around you and just provides a little bit more security.
Yeah, that helps. You know what I mean? Yeah, all windy and it's hot, you're like, oh man, it's not a good time to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the past couple days it's been like 105 degrees here in Denver, so.
Yeah, it's hot today. Not sure how hot, but it's hot.
We're suffering.
We're not used to it.
I come from a humid area, so I don't think it's really much to handle. You know, it's just a dry heat here versus a wet, nasty, disgusting heat. So I'm all right
or
with
a dirty,
it.
pollution-ridden heat like in LA.
Exactly.
We got our own brown
So,
cloud.
Wheezy, was this your first cup that you ever won?
It's my first cup I ever entered.
Oh, wow. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, wow, I won. I'm happy, like so happy. You know what I mean? But like, you know, as long as you're making a good quality product, you shouldn't need an award to tell you that it's good and it's quality. Like, you know, the people that make the best around, everybody knows who they are, and there's a lot of people that I think should have gotten awards at other, you know, at events that haven't gotten the award. But you know, you got to think when there's 38 entries or so, that, you know, that's a lot of people to cipher through.
That is.
And, you know, but not to say that the guys that were, you know, maybe 4th or 5th, we don't know who those guys are, but I know a few people that haven't gotten awards that are great artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the same case out here in Denver. I mean, only a certain number of people can win.
That's one thing I was kind of proud of is we treated that batch no differently than we've treated every batch that we do on the daily basis. You know, I mean, we did exact same things to this that we do every day. So,
No,
I mean, no special treatment to it happened. You know.
You want me to be honest with you? I think the batch I got in my hand right here is better than what I entered. Doesn't that suck?
we had entered another one as well, and I'd take one dab of this tangerine haze we entered through Native Roots, and I couldn't even stand up straight. I'd take 2 steps back after a dab, and it was like, oh, you know, it punched me right in the face. I thought it was really good.
Down a peg or 3.
But people were saying, you know, since they stuck their dabber in it, they flung it all across the room, you know, so.
That was really shatter.
Super shatter.
Yeah, no, that tang was bomb. That has a great flavor. I love that stuff.
Wheezy, what's your favorite to work with? Like, what's your favorite product or strain, so to speak?
Just the Paris and the Hardcore. Those are like the two that are like, they're consistent. They don't ever stop. So you always got them. They're always on hand. You know, there's plenty every week. It's the only one that is consistent, bottom line. So I'm able to work with it and see what we can do. We know, like I said, we make sometimes we might mess up on a batch and then we eat it, but it's worth testing to see if it's better or not. You know what I mean? You got to end up making a better product in the end.
I think you should feel blessed out there working with all the OGs you work with. Colorado's kind of just now getting into the super OGs out here. There's more OGs showing up, but that's one great plant to work with. I think one I dislike the most is the sour diesel, as far as, you know, the oils in it. It's just hard to shatter
oily.
up. Yeah.
It takes like twice as long to purge as most other strains, in my experience at least.
Yeah, you're about right. It's about double the time.
Well, that's good that you're having good luck with a lot of the OGs out there. I hope to see a lot more OGs through our shop soon. That's one of my personal preferences anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. The OGs work nice, and like if you make them right, they're usually like maybe 30 minutes in like the vac oven, however you do it, and you're done. It'll dry out completely. It's hard as a rock. There's no moisture in it. We got it tested by who tested it last time? I think SC Labs tested it, and it had 0% moisture. It came out with like, I think it was 82% or something like that. So I mean, it's super strong. Oh, that was the hardcore. I'm sorry, not the Paris. That was the hardcore. It was at 82%.
That's a super high number. That's a pretty believable number as far as, you know, as high as it goes. I don't believe anything that goes much higher than 85. You know, that must be some pretty legit product you're working with.
Numbers right on the phone, but I don't want to close the Skype.
That's awesome.
Would you, I've heard this from a couple hash makers, would you agree that when you smoke OGs, it's better, like, it's better fresher than it is to, like, wait over time to smoke it, right?
I don't know. That's a matter of preference. I got people that will pay me the same exact for something that I've had for over a month that's got all kinds of moisture in it, because what happens is the OGs will dry super dry, and then they start sucking up moisture in the air. when they start sucking it up, then it starts going like, it starts turning almost a greenish color. Like it starts to oxidize just like your plant material would. It's really weird. Like it's crazy. I can have batches for like weeks, and I have you can actually look like maybe between like week 3 and 4, open up, and you can see it yellow and green, like almost in waves or in dots. And it's just how it's oxidizing and how the air is getting to it. Yep. So, but now some people say it loses a little bit of flavor, but it's smoother when it's like that. You know, matter of preference.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. We've seen that before, so.
Yeah, I noticed that I have the most trouble. We all have the most trouble with the strains that are the best. Like the best material we get is the hardest to purge out and keep stable as butter forever. I mean, as oil forever, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it'll go, or even like the oil, my oil. So like the Paris does not, that OG will not turn to shatter or oil at all. The hardcore I can get to turn to shatter and oil, but within about 2 to 7 days it auto butters even in the thing, and like sometimes you can still see through parts of it, but it just butters on itself.
You know, it'd be really great. I was just thinking is to get a list of maybe a book together of what strains do what, as far as that we could work on. That if we want to shatter it up, we can shatter it up. If we don't want to shatter it up, we won't shatter it up. You know.
I got it.
Well, hey, we got to go to commercials. We got to go to commercials for a couple minutes.
I wanted to ask you something. Sure. What do you think about this? Like, I don't know. I don't believe in using 2 solvents whenever I work with a product. But what do you think about these guys blasting and then washing it with either an alcohol or an ISO or Everclear or ethanol?
It murders the flavor. It absolutely murders the flavor.
All right. Yeah, there was a lot of argument in San Francisco about it's not clean unless it's been washed and this and that. Look at, I got the lipids, I got the fats, I got the waxes, and they're showing them to me. And I'm like, yeah, I've done it before. I know what you're getting out of it.
And
but
you got
check
all the terps too, dude. But
something.
hey, Wheezy, let me go to commercials real quick. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, and let's continue this conversation.
The law offices of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
California's Attorney General has determined that the Repeal Cannabis Prohibition Act will save hundreds of millions of dollars from our overburdened justice system while creating hundreds of millions in new tax revenues from new sustainable jobs and industries that are friendly to our environment. But we can't do it without your help. We are seeking your donations to get on the ballot. Please go to repealcannabisprohibition.org to learn more about how you can help. It's time to end the war on cannabis and hemp in California. It's time to end the madness. Paid for by Sensible Californians Incorporated.
The law offices of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
Hi, Josh Stanley here from National Geographic's American Weed. I'm here with my brothers, and we've just recently put together a foundation in Colorado to allow for cancer patients and other patients of debilitating conditions to be able to get a hold of cannabis-based oil that's just about free of charge. I've just about had it with seeing sick patients suffer needlessly just because they can't afford the proper medication. That's what the Realm of Caring is going to change. Visit therealmofcaring.com. The website will be complete and up on 4/20 of 2012. But until then, please contact any of us Stanley brothers directly through email. You can get us at gratefuljosh@hotmail.com. Now come on, Colorado. We need to take care of each other. Join the Realm. That's realmofcaring.com. Thank you so much.
We are back.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. Is Wheezy still there?
Hey, dude, so anyways, all I was going to say before we went to the commercial was, if you smoke any flowers, you're already smoking all that, plus so much plant matter, all the chlorophyll, all the other BS that's in that, whatever stuff that we don't extract, you're not smoking any of that. And they're like, oh, all the lipids, fats, and waxes, and you take all my terps away? I don't want all my terps gone. You know what I mean? And they're like, no, it still tastes good. Well, show me. And then this is the question I have. iDab, supposedly the guy who's the best guy over there, the guy who's under him, and they all left residual stuff on the nail. What I want to know is what is that? I even asked him, and he goes, maybe it's still some of the fats or something. I'm like, but mine don't leave that. Well, and I'm not doing that, and I'm keeping all my flavor, and you're saying that yours is completely clean, all I want to know is what is that being left on the nail? It's biomass of some sort. I would like to know what it is. Is it your alcohol you're not cleaning out? And that's what I asked him, and he said no. He said maybe it is some of the waxes, but I don't understand why it leaves such a big residue on your nail when my stuff doesn't. I know D's stuff doesn't. I want to, you know what I mean?
You know, there's actually a guy in town, he goes by Common Canna, and he does this better than anyone else I've seen. You know, the washes. Essentially, if you get like a bad batch, like one that doesn't come out right, you know, because the starting material was bad, like he could wash it and turn it into shatter that never changes from shatter. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. The flavor on it is extremely muted, and the effects, I think, might even be just a little bit stronger, just because you are getting rid of some extraneous stuff. Now, would I make that my first move? Like, definitely not. Like, I think half of it, well, not half of it, but a lot of it is the flavor to me, the terpenes. And if they're not there, I probably wouldn't even want to smoke it, to be honest.
Do you want to smoke bad tasting weed? I mean, or mute tasting weed? You want to smoke good tasting weed? So yeah. It's always about the flavor with weed. It'll always be about the flavor.
But I have a question for you, Wheezy. Like, obviously you've mastered butter. But what do you say to the oil heads and the members of our community that think butter is inherently an inferior product to the Earl or the sap?
I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I won over a lot of sap over there, and I mean, I like a lot of people's. No, I don't like a lot of people's sap. I like few people's sap. Let's put it like that. Yeah. Honestly, the best tasting sap, one of the best tasting saps I ever had was my own. And I actually made like a whole bunch of stuff during the week. Never got to try any of my own stuff. Yeah. I ended up going to a Weed Maps party, and they're all dabbing it. They're like, "Wow, this is the best I ever had." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What?" So I had to try it, and I was like, "Wow, this is bomb." That was like, I mean, I was surprised I kept so much terps in it. I don't know. I mean, most people that do it, either you're starting with that make the sap or the shatter. I think they're starting with like, maybe not good trim or something out here, or they're burning it, or whatever they're doing with it. It's just losing all the flavor, and I mean, it just tastes like blah to me, and I don't want to smoke that. I want something that has flavor, you know what I mean? And I'm not willing to go try anybody else's stuff. If I know my boy or D or somebody else around that I know makes good
Hey
oil.
Man, you have Chalice Earl local.
I can hit them up. Chalice is local, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's like, dude, those are like, people that are bomb, people that I know are doing it right. That's, those are the people I want to work with, you know what I mean? And that's stuff I want to dab. And that's how all the clinics and everything should be. And all the dispensaries, they should be looking for the best product. Not the cheapest product like all of them say. Everybody, what's your cheapest? What's your cheapest? It should be, what's the best product you have, And yeah, we make cheaper oils. Everybody does. But what do I want to dab? I want to dab what I just did. You see that I took that big old fat, piece, and it was so smooth. Look how white that is. You know what I mean? Like this just made today, fresh, right out the freaking vac, and it's super ill. You know what I mean? It's just bomb.
Oh wow,
very nice.
That's the first time I got to see it. Actually. Wow, dude. Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, that's what we love it when they
That
come
is
out the real
phenomenal.
whites and the yellows, and just like you said before, it all comes down to the trim you work with. We can slap a dress on the pig, but in the end product, it's going to still be a pig.
That's what I'm saying. If you got to start with gold. If you don't start with gold, you can't make anything better. If you start with just grass, it's gonna taste like grass. It's gonna smell like grass. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We've really noticed that. We work with so many MMCs, and they're very, a lot of it's really great, but some of it has been not so good, and we had to let them go because it was not so good, and we didn't really, we didn't want our name on a less inferior product or whatever,
Yeah. It's not worth it. It's just, you want to have the best products. I mean, like I said, we always, do trial batches for everybody, and if you have an inferior product, we definitely don't want to put our name on it. That's why it's a sample batch.
Absolutely.
So I have a question. I have a lot of patients. I work at a dispensary, and some of them come in and they tell me that they don't even vac purge. What do you think about that? Do you think that vac purging is necessary? How do you go about that process?
I believe it's completely necessary. I mean, I know you can make it good without it, but once I seen what vacuum does to it, it's definitely better. And when I can pull, I got people in dispensaries. Like a friend of mine has a dispensary, and he had some stuff. I'm like, bro, this stuff has so much butane or whatever they use left in it. I'm 90% sure it was butane. So I said, here, let me just warm it up and vac it for you real quick. And I did it for him. And out of the 1 ounce, I think he got over a gram and a half less weight, just pulling I believe, moisture and stuff out of it. You know what I mean? Moisture, butane, that's all the same to me. It all gets pulled out by my vac.
Yeah, are you running your vac right now?
It's just you can't do it a vac.
Sounds like a
You
pump.
know what I mean? There's no way.
The pump.
I think that's impossible.
Are you running your vac pump right now?
Maybe.
He's putting in work, man. You're a good dude. You're putting in work even there.
Oh, sweet purr of a vacuum pump.
I guess I feel pretty blessed. Dan gave us a week off after the cup, so he went right back to work. Now we're just super busy with mountains every week. So
are you a solo show? Do you do it all by yourself, man?
No, I have a few people. You know what I mean?
Right on. Yeah, I find that you have to have a few people, or you can't get much done in a day.
Keep up. Keep up a few.
Okay, so we got questions.
Okay, we got some questions for you, man. From the audience, the viewers.
All right,
at
so
home.
Wheezy, we got some people that are wanting to know if you got or how long you've been blasting Tane, for starters.
It's been about 12 years. I was doing it for some old man, and so bad, it was killing me back then. I didn't know what I was doing at all. We were using an aluminum pipe that, whatever. But long story short, barely even warming it. So much butane left in it. I mean, I stopped smoking it, but the old dudes that were hooking me up and told me to do it, I did it for them all the time. And then I stopped doing it for a while, and then I owned a dispensary. So when I had my dispensary, I got back into it, and been doing it probably consistently for 5-6 years easy.
Well, how about flowers? People are interested if you still smoke flowers.
Yeah, if you have good flowers, I want to taste it. You know what I mean? If
Yes.
Down, When I was at the cup out there, I mean, I had some couple things that were really, really good. And right when I seen them, I think it was the True OG, some Tahoe OG. Those two were very, very flavorful. They were bomb.
What do you think of the Girl Scout cookies?
Cali Connection.
Cali Connection, yeah. And actually, the True OG, I think, was from Elemental. True OG, I believe, was from Elemental. And then you know what? The Cali Connection had some bomb tan, really good tan.
Really?
Swerve was out there. I saw a picture with a joint, all these joints in a box.
Into the crowd, he was on stage. He had a whole box of joints, just tossing them into the crowd to everybody. Here you go, here you go.
Nice. Doing it proper.
Raws too.
So we got other people are curious on what's more profitable out there, are flowers or butter?
I think both. I don't know. You know what I mean?
What is the price out there?
What's
Wheezy?
what's more in demand? Price first.
At the moment, obviously oil.
What's it going for out there, Graham?
In the dispensaries?
Yeah.
Where they're anywhere from like, I mean, some dispensaries are doing some cheap BS for like $30, but I don't know if I'd smoke it. You know what I mean?
So what's
I know I wouldn't smoke it, but
what's your top shelf out there?
I shouldn't be selling that stuff. But long story short, I mean, they're mostly going from average price if something really decent is going from anywhere from $50 to $80. I've seen, you know, lately.
Fucking
There are
spoiled
still
out
places
here.
doing $80, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually dropped the price recently, but they were $80 for a while.
We are spoiled.
We are so spoiled.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's a fight out here for 15 and 20.
15 and 20, yeah, is the going rate.
I don't know that's a going.
Well, that's
going
yeah,
rate.
that's
I think
specials
it's more
and
like
stuff.
30, 35.
But it may not be good stuff.
Except for you
maybe
know, a few places.
maybe not.
Wow.
Do you ever plan on making another trip to Denver?
Yeah, I want to go back out there. I just work is work.
Exactly. When you do come out here, make sure you bring out some of that glass, and we got to have you on the show as a glass guy here, showing some of your pieces.
Yeah, I'm down. That'd be totally cool. That'd be totally cool. Yeah, just let me know. I got a whole bunch of glass, so maybe you can pick through some stuff and let me know what you'd like to see.
They are all tight.
Yeah, when you come out here, it'd be awesome to do a collab on something, man.
Oh my gosh, a top shelf Wheezy collab? Is that what
Superior
I just heard?
top shelf.
Ooh.
Wow.
Maybe we could get that to go for 80 a gram out here.
Sounds like
Yeah,
awesome.
I think so.
I need that in my life.
That'd be tight.
Awesome.
I wonder why the price difference so much. Is it? Do we have
'cause
more
there's
of it
so
out
many
here?
more people out there. It's like 25 million people just in LA, right? So
Yeah, it's crazy. There's like, you know, there's no way to keep up. I'm just letting you know, there's no way to keep up.
There's a lot of people that still don't know about dabbing at all. So
Absolutely. There's some states that don't know. And even out here in Colorado, a lot of people are like, whoa.
Yeah, but out there, everybody knows about it now. You know, it's in the medical marijuana scene. Everybody knows about the concentrates. So there's just a crazy demand. You know, like out here, we're lucky because there's all these, you know, big warehouse grows where they specifically take care of their trim and treat it and get it ready for us. So, you know, our supply kind of meets the demand at this point.
Yeah, the growers definitely have to be taught how to treat their trim.
Yeah, I remember getting bags of trim in LA where they put everything in there wet and, you know, drop it off like in the middle of the night, 20 pounds of it, and you have to sort through it, you know? We're spoiled out here.
Yeah, totally no. And then only like maybe a quarter of it's usable. You're like, are you kidding me? You know? And then I got gloves and banana peels and whatever else they want to throw in there. You know?
Fingers.
I have another cute little weird question. So, do you feel that like, oh, is it good? Is it good? Okay. Do you feel that you could dab water hash? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I the way I prefer it actually is like I'll drop it on the nail and then I'll pull it off before like all the leftover plant matter gets left on there and give you that like, you know, maybe sulfur, I don't know, whatever the flavor is. It's just some kind of biomass. But if you pull that off before it starts to get like, you know, normal hash does, you get that ash and, you know, it's like the end of a joint. It just starts tasting not so good. So I just usually pull that off and I get great flavor off it. I mean, it's great. And it's, you know, it's definitely not as strong as any BHO or any solvent wax, obviously. You know, I've actually had only one person have some good ISO that I like, and it had really good flavor. But other than that, you know, it's stronger. But obviously, there's a lot of people like Select and Vamp. You know, there's a few people that are making water, or you know, solventless that's pretty dabbable.
Yeah, Matt Rise, Derek Cummings, they're all pulling it off.
Absolutely. Like you like to call it what you pull off. I like to call that the burnt little marshmallow, you know. Kind of looks like a fried little marshmallow at the end. You pull that off and you won't get that kind of strange flavor.
The trick is you literally have to just move it around for a second and, like you said, pull it off.
Swoop it up.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing like a full melt hash. It just feels so natural when you pull in. It's like, you know.
My preferred on the full melt bubble hash is like just on top of a bowl. I love it on top of a bowl at the night or even a good steam in the morning. That'd be the way to go. Definitely some nicotine. beautiful
Yeah,
melt on top.
great flavor. Yeah, and I tried Matt's shatter and stuff, and but I think his solventless blew everything out of the water as far as what he had to offer. I think his solventless was really good.
So Matt Rice is making shatter now?
Yeah, he had some like shatter stuff with him. I think he got a little company. I think Shatter Brothers or something like that.
What?
What?
Yep, sure.
Right on.
That's
cool.
awesome.
That's totally strange. Did you just say Matt Rise is working with solvents?
And that's what it looks like.
Wow.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll have to have him on as another show.
Yeah, definitely, eventually. For sure.
Absolutely. His ice wax looks amazing. I give him that much.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the Shatter Brothers page, so if that's his stuff, then that looks good too. I'm just surprised he's making it, that's all. Well,
that pump is such a strange sound. I gotta say, it sounds like you live by an airport or some weird. Yeah, it's pretty loud, or whatever that strange sound.
You guys don't sit by the pump?
It
sounds like Dad was like, "That's a pump."
Whatever that
Well, I
is.
guess
See,
that
that's a
means
pretty
we should-
picture, though.
We should say goodbye.
See, now it's nice and quiet. That's smooth. That's nice.
Well, brother, we thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for even having taken the time with us, and congratulations on your win.
Absolute congratulations. That's huge.
And I'm sure if you weren't super busy before that, you're going to be really busy now, all right?
Get ready.
Yeah, whatever dispensary's working with you, man, is lucky to be.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace.
Take care.
Once again, that was Wheezy Dabs, winner of the 2012 San Francisco Medical High Times Cannabis Cup for concentrates.
Hooray, that's beautiful stuff.
Yes. Awesome.
Dude.
So, I'm going to make a little plug right now, if that's cool. Can I do that?
Okay, you can make a plug.
Okay. So, the clinic where I work is having a 3rd annual golf charity classic. Weed Maps will be out here as well. It's for basically raising money for the MS Society. Last year we raised over $35,000 and it all went to MS. So we're hoping to, if not make the margin that we did last year even more. We love to be a part of the community like that. So basically, if you want to be a part of it, it's basically a golf classic. You just golf, but you don't have to know how to basically go in. If you get a 4-person team, it's basically $420 for the package, or $105 per person. So hopefully we'll be able to have Ryan and everyone on the clinic like here maybe. So we'll be able to explain more about it later. But if you go to theclinic.com, you will see. The Clinic Colorado, I'm sorry, you'll see the charity classic right there. So all the info will be there, and thanks for letting me plug.
That's awesome. More charity work we do in this community, the better. That's great.
Yes, MS is a great organization for even accepting our donations, because a lot of places do
Yeah,
not.
I just cannot believe that. I mean, I think it's the most hypocritical thing in the world when, like, they'll actually turn down money because it came from medical marijuana source.
I mean, yeah, I've actually went to the AIDS Society and also like canned
AIDS?
goods. Yeah, like they will not accept medical marijuana as a sponsor, but the MS Society luckily does with the clinic, and we've actually been able to be really lucky with that. So
Right on.
we're very appreciative.
Well, I just want to take a second and say thank you to the people that have helped us get to where we are right now.
Seriously, yeah, it's
patience.
almost surreal.
The first time I ever was in this room was because Tim Martin invited myself and another person from Top Shelf, who's no longer with us, onto the show to talk about what we do, and he's a big reason why we're here today. Got to thank Chalice Earl. He's the person who taught me all the basics and really showed me that somebody who is a true master at this craft really doesn't mind sharing knowledge, because making it so that people can make better Earl just means there's going to be better Earl in the world, and that just makes the world that much better,
Well, and I also want to thank you for being just, who you are. I know that it's a big deal that you share your knowledge as well, and I'm very appreciative to even just know you as a friend, so I appreciate it a lot,
That's
Big B.
awesome, Brittany. And I appreciate my crew here, man. Like some really hardworking guys, you know. Like if you saw how much we get through in a week, it would blow your minds.
Honestly, Top Shelf Extracts blows the most in the world, so that's
You
just.
have to fucking
Blows, baby, blows.
That is just the reality.
Yeah, wait. You gotta rephrase that.
that was really. Ryan, we need a gay voice there. Do it, man. Do some good shit.
What do you want to do?
Just don't ruin that voice, man.
Too late.
I gotta thank Ryan for his awesome voice. I think out of all
It's
of
like
us,
butter.
this guy was like
It's like
born
butter.
for radio.
Thank you.
You
Thank
absolutely are, Ryan. Every time you talk, I'm like,
Oh, nice. My nipples get all hard every time.
I'll have to have you in on Tuesday.
And props to our producer Chris over there putting out
Yes.
fires as they happen.
Who has a clinic shirt on? Woo.
Chris, the producer.
Representing the clinic.
Need a Top Shelf shirt.
Want to thank
real.
Native Roots for giving us a MIPS to work out of, and giving us a chance to stock their shelves with some amazing stuff. And thank you to Kaliber for bringing the glass down tonight.
Sweet
Yeah, thanks for being a
glass.
part of it.
Yeah.
And Phil.
I want the one with the tray.
Thanks to all the listeners. Like seriously, it's hopefully
It's only gonna
become
get
something
better.
a little bit bigger and better with
Yeah.
time.
Definitely.
First show has its little kinks, but I know we're going to get better, a lot better. Everything. So
What if we're thanking
we had a
people?
great guest, so thank you, Wheezy, for
Wheezy.
checking out on the show. Big
Wheezy,
winner
you
up there
killed
in
it,
San
man.
Fran.
Killed it, yeah.
I want to say for any Swagger products, go to swaggerglass.com. For any Mad Rob products, look up Mad Rob on Facebook. I'm sure he has a some kind of email account, but I don't know what it is. And for any of my products, you can find me on Facebook as well.
And you said this piece is for sale right now, right?
Yes, absolutely. These two pieces are for sale, I'm sure. This one I'm not so sure about. I know it's a showpiece.
My daily driver's a Kaliber. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I got this one right here too. This is another product that I make on the regular. I usually can't keep enough of them. You can see how Phil uses it like every day.
That's what we need. We need you guys getting more oil rigs out in the world so
Oh, yeah.
people know how to do this proper.
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
know,
bring another Swagger line back that's
Safe dabbing.
a
Safe
direct
dabbing.
inject.
Safe dabbing.
Safe dabbing.
Nice.
Another Swagger product that's a direct inject oil rig that's going to be a drop stem circuit perk, just in a straight can at a 38. It'll have a mouthpiece coming off the backside of it with a whatever size joint you want.
nice. When you're done, bring it
You
in.
can have it straight up hooked up for a nail and dome setup right off the top, or we can have a female joint put on it so that you can have a offset or a curve or whatever you want.
Nice.
Very cool.
Sweet.
Also got to thank Task Rock for letting us use his music. And I got a funny story about this. I'll just tell real quick. Originally there were two people making tie nails. One person was White Boy Magic, is what he goes by online. His style was just a straight shaft that rested on the bottom like the first glass nails did. And Cabley was the first person to come out with the ones that rest on the rim like all tie nails pretty much do now. Well, Cabley, for some reason or other, I'm not sure the whole story, he disappeared. And I got this great idea to start making tie nails, Get him on Aqualabs. I'm sure, he has a ton of orders for him, So I made my tie nails, and right when I got the first prototype back, I went to Aqualabs to send him an email, and Highly Educated hit the scene. And since then, the dude has been the first person to release 14mm nails, 9 to 10mm nails, 28mm nails.
Have you seen those
first
new domeless
adjustables?
nails?
He's doing domeless nails
Oh,
too.
yeah, he's got a domeless nail now. It's
Looks a lot like the noodle.
I missed out on that
Yeah.
one.
Or no, the worm, the honey hole. It looks like, don't it? But it's
That's
titanium.
quartz. That's different.
No, they have a titanium that actually looks like the honey hole.
Task Rock's got one out. I just saw a preview for it the other day. That's a titanium domeless.
Awesome. I gotta give him props. I still do sell some tie nails, but like he innovated the fuck out of that item.
Oh yeah, I want to give him props for just starting the movement. Period.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Task Rock, for letting us use your music during our intro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
thanks,
man, keep putting
thanks
it
to the
out.
Great White Shark for being the dab of the week.
And you can find the Great White Shark at either Native Roots locations whenever it drops. And finally, just to plug us at Top Shelf Extracts. So far this week, we have had drops at headquarters all the way up in Lyons, Green Dream Health Services, and Gun Barrel. Where else?
You're a slave driver. You can't even. There's too many to list.
Natural Mystic Caregivers is going to be coming up this week. We have the Golden Goat, new dispensary to our family.
We have some Colorado Wellness.
There's
centers.
some stuff to drop off there.
The Green Solution.
Green Solution. We haven't even started that there, but their trim's looking really good, so we're excited about that.
Some awesome flavors in that coming up.
I heard
Green Dream. Didn't anyone say Green
Compassionate
Dream?
Pain. Yeah, we did.
I love those guys.
And you should all follow Top Shelf Extracts on Twitter and Instagram. If you don't already, you're missing out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
find out
post
where
a
to
lot.
find his products at because they're the
Yeah.
best.
We post pictures on the daily on our website.
On
so.
the daily. And Twitter, we like to hear from you, so.
We like
of
to
course
share with
Facebook.
glass blowers too, because they need stuff to test their badass products, and we need sweet glass to test our badass hash. So it's like a.
Be sure to check out
match
iDab
made
Radio, the iDab Radio page on Facebook. Hopefully, some of our viewers could post some awesome, epic dab photos.
There we
Also,
go.
check out Cannabis Radio on Facebook and on Twitter. Follow me if you want to find out when new shows are going to be up and when the YouTube video will be up. Big Chris Custer at Twitter and on Facebook. Chris with a K, K-R-I-S.
Okay, the best epic dab photo that gets posted on our page will win this dish right here. It's one
First
of the
giveaway.
ones, yeah, definitely first
Ooh.
giveaway. It was
Epic dab.
This was blown by LK, a badass local glass blower. He actually blew the dishes that we use for our cup entry.
That is an actual dish that was used for the judges.
Yeah. It was one of the ones I kept set aside.
There's not very many of them.
So you guys know how planking went, how the planking fad went on. We'd like to see epic dab photos somewhere. Take your most epic dab photo.
But be safe, please.
The concentrates come with it.
Let's keep it fun, people.
Check out Native Roots, and maybe we can get.
What's
together.
loaded in that dish?
This right here is some Bruce number 3. You wanna?
Ooh,
you wanna
that's
dab
good
there?
stuff right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's pass it on over.
Earl Ripper, 15th dab of the evening.
I
Let's
think
get
this
it
Bruce
going.
3 is from headquarters up in Lyons right now.
Is this the 15th? Are you on the 15th? Because if not, we've got 5 minutes left, man. You've got to get caught up.
He's rolling.
And one
never
final
go down
point to
into that
make,
bar you guys
during the
early,
show. You've probably seen how hard Earl Ripper's been dabbing, and he's completely not inebriated. So
No, not at all.
That's professional.
Carry
right
on the
there.
conversation. That's just marijuana.
especially people that aren't familiar with hash oil just need to realize that it's not something different than weed. It's just like cleaner and easier to regulate.
A lot of people get very, very messed up on hash, so you gotta be careful with who you.
Yeah,
if it's
the
a
first time if you do too much. I mean, like,
you gotta be
yeah,
careful.
you
It
want
could
to
be like a
start off
psychedelic
slow.
That's a
experience.
horrible thing at the Cannabis Cup. We were watching these people get fed dabs the size of dimes, and it was their first.
Yeah,
dab.
just completely ruining the experience.
And it was laying these people out outside, and I'm like, oh, this is just not the image we want to portray in this industry.
And I mean, like, I dab because I need to medicate. It's not just because I want to get stuff.
You need very little of it, just much
Exactly. I have
cleaner.
asthma, and it helps me just be able to regulate, so I don't have to smoke as many flowers throughout the day. Period.
Absolutely.
All right, so next week we don't have our glass guests picked out just yet. It's to be announced, but there's a couple candidates for it.
Let's hope
Next week's actually the 4th of July.
Oh yeah, and 4th of
That'd be-
July we were not having a show. We're talking about the 11th right now.
Special pre-recorded show, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
we can do a
Who knows?
pre-recorded
We'll
show.
find out. You'll find out.
But just want to let you know on the 11th, our guests are going to be Selected Nicotine.
Now that's
for our
the
local
11th.
guests.
That's the day after what day?
7/10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And our West Coast guest is going to be Vernon Phillips from Phillips RX, another multi-Cannabis Cup winning producer of quality extracts. We're really looking forward to hearing.
He's got 100%
He
of
won
love.
the San Francisco Medical Cannabis Cup the year before with the Mars OG.
And
Yeah.
Best non-solvent hash too.
That's
I believe.
right, he did.
Yeah.
You wiped it out,
I think he has 3.
So would you say it'd be a special 710 episode on 7-Eleven?
I think it should be 710s. We should just talk about it. Dude.
We'll just kick Jeremy and Jenny off their show, Yeah.
Not
I think
gonna
we got
happen.
that lean.
Not gonna happen. We got shit to do that night anyway.
Oh, okay.
We'll be here.
You got to do something for 710. though.
I'm willing to bet that we could probably be a guest on that show.
Really?
Like, if we're gonna be in the neighborhood anyway,
We might as well.
We might as well stop
Might as
in.
well.
You know. So, you know, we could always do that.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. And is there anything else anybody needs to say? Chris.
Talk about the.
Oh yeah, fire rescue.
Fire rescue.
Yeah, the fire donations. We have the MMD Colorado, which is next to Mad Hatter's on Walnut, across from Castleman's. The Clinic Colorado, it's in Maitland and Mats. There's a drop-off point right here, 3888 East Mexico Avenue in Denver. Pink House Cherry, Pink House Pearl, Mile High and Tamarack, Verde Wellness, Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, Telluride Green Room, Urban Dispensary, Medicine Man, Canameds, Bud Depot, Helping Hands, Green Tree, BMMD, Fresh Baked, Cloud City, High Country Real Estate, Craig Apothecary, Mad Hatter Smoke Shop on Colfax. Those are all drop-off points for donations for the High Park Fire and the Waldo Canyon Fire.
Chris, you're working with smokers here. Just tell them where to go find a list to read. I'm sure they're not going to remember all that. Where are they going to be able to read that at?
My Facebook.
We'll post up a link in the iDab radio.
Exactly there, and
Facebook.com/iDab radio, and we'll post all the information up there for this very worthy cause. Let's help out our community out here, guys.
Colorado's burning.
Thank you.
So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, like everywhere,
Seriously.
all across the country
And our
and
patience,
possibly
big time.
around the world. Yes,
We literally broke viewership records for the
it's
first show.
very splendid. You guys are here through all this chaos. It's been very enjoyable.
We promise next year will be, or not next year.
Next year, dab out.
We'll work on it next
We
year.
better have this down by
man.
next year.
next time we'll have this down a lot better. We'll have more cameras and everything. So.
Nice. Okay, everybody have a great night. Thank
Anyways,
you for tuning in.
dab out. Have a great night.
I appreciate everyone who came to the jam. I know the names of my fans, I never take them for granted. When I drop rhymes, it's like I'm shaking the planet, making them panic. It's sorta like I sank the Titanic. I'm that animal who spits bars, so flammable you'll get charged. While you sound mechanical, so fix cars. I get hard when that old school funk drops. A hungry MC with a Pro Tools lunchbox.